What is up, YouTubers? Me and the dog are sitting here in the shop. We're kind of packing stuff up. We're moving to a new shop here in a week. So pretty exciting. I'm also crapping bricks because it is expensive, but I think we can do it. We've got the work to do it. We just have to be efficient and be good and uphold our quality that I started the business with almost 7 years ago already. So yeah, if you're in the Rocky Mountain region, you got semi trucks or heavy equipment or pickup trucks, get a hold of us. We'll get you fixed up. But anyways, this video is not meant to scare you, but it is meant to keep you aware of what could potentially happen because you bought a truck that claims it's going to save you money because of it gets better fuel mileage, right? What I'm talking about is diesel versus gas. This is like the question that my channel is almost entirely built around. When is your money best spent on the diesel? And when is your money best spent on the gas? In its simplest, most cut and dry form, in my opinion, if you are towing 14,000 pounds or less, gasoline engine, without a doubt. If you're towing 20,000 pounds occasionally, still would probably go gas. If you're towing over 20,000 pounds regularly, then I'd probably buy a diesel. The main thing here too that I want to get into is kind of the you're going to buy. Okay, so you're going to buy. Okay, you're going to buy a used diesel pickup. If you're like me and you're poor and you buy things used because, well, it doesn't make sense to buy a brand new one, and you need a diesel pickup, this is what I would buy if I was going to buy a diesel pickup. I like trucks that have been well worked but well maintained. I do not like trucks that have been idled around and not pulled a trailer and not worked. I don't care what maintenance was done on it. I'm uninterested in those because the emission system is designed around getting hot and staying hot. The problems we have with engines today is rarely like internal engine problems, right? So it's like we're not losing cams. Well, Cummins kind of is right now because they went to a roller cam and missed that by a mile and screwed that up. That was really awesome. But anyways, most of the problems that we are seeing with modern diesels are emission system related. The best life for emission system is to be hot and be running at capacity, not capacity like soot level full, but like have the engine loaded up. It keeps it hotter. It keeps the soot burnt out. You're just going to live a longer life like that. We don't see turbo failures because of that. We don't see piston failures. We don't see, this is speaking for the majority. You'll always have those special cases, but the reason that we wanted to buy back in the pre-emissions trucks days, the reason we wanted to buy trucks that were lightly driven is because the number one thing we were going to fight was essentially wearing the engine out, wearing the internal components out, pistons, rings, valves, crankshaft, main bearings, rod bearings, camshaft, stuff like that is why under the heat scenario, that's what that's what wears out. That's what used to wear out on the old engines. Even then, and nowadays we have that technology has improved. The bearings are better, the pistons are better, the rings are better, the valve trains are better, between metallurgical science, the metals have gotten better. So the base portion of the engine is not. There still are those catastrophic failures that happen. But 100 to 1, 100 to 1, your emission system is what's going to nickel and dime you to death. If you buy one that's been neglected, has a lot of idle time on it, it's mostly idle time and then just not getting them up, not being on the highway, not getting hot and putting them under load because that's what cleans them out. Don't be afraid of the truck that has pulled a trailer. Just maintenance is good. Make sure they're well maintained. Don't buy a truck that's had the snot worked out of it and they didn't he didn't maintain it. You're not gonna have a good time there either. But the truck that worked a little bit and has good maintenance is a better buy than the truck that didn't work at all and now has 100,000 miles on it from driving back and forth to church and all that other crap. So, and then I'm going to briefly touch base on the half-ton. I see a fair amount of these half-ton Chevy Duramaxes in the Tahoes and the half-ton pickups. Those things scare the ever-living bejeebus out of me for the used market buyer. One, they're usually aren't bought for work, so they don't really get run hard. They're idled around for fuel mileage. There's some internal discrepancies I don't like with those engines. I really don't like the belt-driven oil pump. I don't like that it has a service life of 100,000 miles. And you have to pull the transmission to do it. I think that's a horseshit deal that they pulled there. But they're selling them, so whatever. The thing that scares me, though, is, single mom buys the Yukon with the Duramax because the dealer says, hey, this thing gets 28 miles to the gallon. And she cowboys up for a pretty decent payment on that thing because it doesn't matter because the fuel mileage is there, right? We're going to save on fuel. There's no calculation that they advertise for DEF consumption. And if that DPF system goes out, which they always do, it's a service item. It's called a DPF filter, right? SCR filter. It's a filter. It's going to fill up and you're going to have to clean it or change it or either one. It's pretty hard to do that for much less than $5,000 is kind of the number that comes to mind to me when we have ever dealt with stuff like that. It's pretty hard to beat that in any scenario. And then just like that, the offset of the fuel savings is gone. And now you are in the same boat and you've got a less reliable engine than if you would have just bought a gas engine. So you've got to know your situation. You have got to decide what's best for you. And sometimes, I get these guys like, well, I'm going to buy a new one every 40,000 miles. Like, well, this video isn't for you, rich guy. Just, go. That alleviates the question here. This is for the people that are going to own them out of warranty. The DPF and emission system is expensive. We see the longest life with equipment and vehicles that have been worked, and the DPF saw regular good heat cycles. So buy the truck that pulled the trailer but was well maintained. Do not buy the one that idled around town. Anyways, I hope this helps you out, and thanks for watching.